human being must fast forward progress. This is by this that the demon of the indifference has forgotten the knowledge of his being. A new concept keeps him united to it. Enlightenment. You will hear my voice.
Towards new inspirations and achievements, taking on a new meaning, suitable for a new personality with a new style, inclined to illuminate the minds of humans with a good reason and thought. A thought that becomes the fact of human existence. The thought itself is what made the history of human beings drive the evolution, and we tell it to you about it. We explain it to you, bringing our thought in the reason of thought. It's the art in the sense of reason, and the reason in the sense of thought. Reasoning not only functional to itself, but training the person to a continuous mental activity without going out of the hand side. Takes charge of human evolution in a properly human sense, and distinguishing itself in the care of human potential, making them fascinating in the eyes of progress. Again, aiming to a new evolution. We're still here on earth, walking, living, and discovering new things in the reason of thinking. The human being regains the perception of his being present in a mutable space-time, intact in his own body, and with the use of his own mind, he explores himself, related to the fields of science, intrinsic to a self-healing medicine, to the application of meditation, an active state of acknowledgement of perception. What are the areas to heal, through different tools for intervention, entering the realm of humans, a universal world of spatial vision integrated in the person. Since the human conscious over practical human knowledge, and the true and factful conscious possession of his own integrated body. With his energetic spirit and understanding of the laws existing in nature, power felt and respected, harmony with the whole, the manifestation of the spiritualistic sphere, a term used to group an infinite set of abstract matter composed of energy. Yet behavior suitable for the management of this mystical phenomenon, sphere of knowledge of dynamic energy, limelight of a human who has forgotten his own spiritual being, instrument of elevation of human towards an optical divination of the human figure. As so, he gives all the energies blows pleasantly, he watches them without disturbing them, he manages them, he moves his luck knowing where and when that energy is needed, an energy which, however limited or large it may be, does its job, a penny in a million numbers, a pound to move the domino effect that makes the difference to reach that goal, to shake up the environment, moving just as much energy to a higher mindset and giving rise to a continuous flow of energy. He raises his spirit in total perception of all matter, sparks up at the eye of million stars, spacing himself over time on a journey, call it life.
It's the art in the sense of reason, and the reason in the sense of thought. Reasoning not only functions to itself, but training the person to a continuous mental activity without going out of the hand side, hand side, hand side, hand side. Welcome with us in search of the lost truth of humans, a story made up of humans who walk the earth to discover the secret of life, spiritual as materialistic. We are called the essence of the human being, in contact with the supernatural, watching beyond. We are called the essence, we are called the essence of the human being.
What is power to you? For many, it can mean a material asset in possession or the ability to decide on the fate of others. For us of enlightenment, the ability skills grown and collected from our brain to do things. Skills embedded in our brain that light up when we express supernatural powers by flowing the energies to it. Humans have moved their edges and have conquered years of evolution peaks that lead us today to look beyond the human being. Supernatural powers that look to limit with disdain. Limits that they no longer scare us. The impossible has become possible in front of our abilities, rewarded by the ecosystem that recognizes us the champion that we are. Run, jump, perform the most extreme sports. We are stopping or overcoming limit imposed by the laws of nature, fighting gravity, going beyond our physical strength, but return to a reality that belongs to us between the traffic of the city, the defining order of the cars and the flashing lights of the traffic lights. It is here that we impose those limits that arise spontaneously in conducting our everyday lives, and that are not look at them and consider this, of course, with the ordinary without thinking anymore about these extra abilities. Limits that society doesn't let us cross because they're not inherent in the condition of social life we have and the difficulties to overcome daily chores. But if paradoxically certainly crossing a wall and looking beyond this day became a necessity, we're really able to do it. Superpower begins where thought begins.
With great power comes great responsibility. With great power comes great responsibility.
Luck and energy come together in the same thing. Without luck, a human does not have enough energy to satisfy his powers. To have it, you need reason, and even supervillains have it.
There is a distinction between psychic and physical powers, when both can give rise to superpowers. Superpowers intended as not common performances in performing a certain physical or mental activity beyond common performances. Psychic concerns the mind, physical is what the body can perform. Superpower begins where thought begins. Thought allows us to realize any fantasy, ability that we want to learn and manifest. It's all in our inventiveness of thought to create new and more particular powers. I think I can perform an activity, and here is that the thought allows us to create a supernatural phenomenon. Where the imagination wants to go, the mind follows it. The more you practice a certain activity, the more you become skilled in the art, a potential ability to learn to extremes. Yet nevertheless, what we can say is that this ability growth of the organism can only be seen when applied in constancy and exercise. Constancy is a must to evolve superpowers. Keep that power in your mind and evolve it. An activity undertaken for constancy for energy used give us our brain growth. Also environmental factors which favor the presence of energy or less give rise more easily to the growth of these types of skills. The brain will become more sensitive to energies. Let's take into question our psychic abilities to explain the functioning process of this achievement of superpowers. A particular subject concerning psychic abilities is the creation of fire, with the use of the mind called philokinesis, where particles and molecules of energy in a fusion of thoughts aggregated by necessity create fire at our will. On this practice there are several theories that explain the phenomenon. As to philokinesis, in our opinion this practice as well as many others due to a convoy of energy on the target on a precise point. It would attract different types of energy which put together in a reactive way generate fire. Truth is that the ability of pyrokinesis is a sensitivity on one's own fluent thought, as it is in all the other activities we carry out. It is the thinking of a specific thought, of an ability in our mind to create phenomena. The most bizarre examples, but realistic as thought, could be fiery circles flying in there, or fiery fingers as you operate during an activity. These are all thoughts put into practice only because the brain has decided that it is so, that is the achievable reality. That is what I think, and the brain reproduces that reality playing with the energy in the environment. And even if you may not be able to see that energy at first, with time building up that energy expenditure, you will see the results. That's why there are an infinite number of theories for many supernatural powers, as many as the alternatives to our thinking are.
Superpowers shared by superheroes and supervillains. Supervillains fighting superheroes and superheroes protecting justice from the supervillains. Each other's background, good or bad, fun is for everyone.
An important detail in the practice of our activities, as in any activity we do, is time. Time must not be slowed down, and we should never be out of time. In realizing our abilities by moving convinced and fluent, realizing supernatural powers. Reason is why the magic form is best realized when its expression crosses the fateful moment in which our and external energies have accumulated, and this happens in certain times in turn dictated by the outside and by our body in coordination. Timing is essential. Pure. Supernatural powers are skills that can be developed by anyone, but since they are not required by everyday life, stay undeveloped. Constancy gives us the increased level of skill in our brain. You will perceive a slight pressure on the frontal area, it means that your power growth. Another detail in the case that you do not change the type of power practice and command given, the same power will continue to grow. Involuntarily your thought will go there. In this case, in the case of pyrokinesis, you may find yourself throwing fire everywhere.
So what's your superpower?
It's not that someone can perform skills that others cannot perform. Everyone can do it, yet it could be an art that is handed down from generation to generation, an innate ability where a subject is born with a particular talent more than other subjects, yet it will still be a matter of practicing it. To develop part of the supernatural powers regarding those which consider an energy involving psychic, it is advisable to first learn what contact with energy means. The basis lies in knowing how to perceive our energies moving. A practice for learning is to hold an apple in our hand, press it with the whole palm. Apply a given sensitivity on it, pampering it lightly until we manipulate it. Feel the energy contained, feel the energy that is inside. It is more than just a thing, feel it. Try recondition until you perceive the energy from this apple. Then you will have learned what it means to manipulate it. And that's how we came from used to waking up in the morning and cook us breakfast from a stove, to cooking us dishes in the middle of a campsite with a pyrokinesis fire, or flying midair to reach our workplace in a reality where fashion has taken over mankind and being desired is no longer a feature to hide. So society has evolved in that sense of supernatural powers. For many mental features, mental states, and acquired superpowers, know that the rule of what you don't use is used by someone else. This means that if you have developed superpowers over time, including a style of thinking, a method of carrying out your activities, from the moment you change your style, you lose your luck. The exclusivity of that ability which passes to others. It will be more difficult for the brain to process those features in the same way again. Capable of crossing the boundaries of any ability, demonstrate skills and an infinite number of activities which reveal themselves to be real talents. Choose your superpower and don't give up.
I chose my path, you chose the way of the hero. And they found you amusing for a while, the people of this city. But the one thing they love more than a hero is to see a hero fail, fall, die trying. In spite of everything you've done for them, eventually they will hate you. Why bother?
How many dreams